Alright, how's it going, everybody? I think we might finally be ready to turn on the gas turbine today. I'm still going to have a bit of work to do dealing with the redstone for it. I'm going to have to make a couple of the high-low RS latch sensors, but let's go ahead and first off turn this thing around, because our fuel needs to go in the front and our power needs to come out the back. So let's get all this out of here. And I'm also going to change the wiring around as well, but for right now I can at least get battery charging up. I chose to go with lithium cobalt batteries because it takes tier 6 batteries to do the lithium manganese that hold a lot more. So I just made 2 of these at the moment so we can get the power room over there online. But I'm figuring we're gonna do the for right now we're gonna have a HV to EV battery box right here, or transformer right here, and that's going to take in our EV. We need to switch this over. There we go. So that'll take in EV and it'll put out HV, and that'll go into this line here, which will feed everything else if we need it. And I will probably end up putting a shutter on here, that if that battery box is low on power, then this will open and allow this to do the powering. Eventually we will have a lot more EV battery boxes, but right now that's our main power. And then we need EV to IV, which goes right there, and that is because the dynamo outputs EV, or IV, sorry. So we're just going to build our dynamo right around here, because if we look at the gas turbine, it puts out, it says 4,000 at the medium, but I talked with XAR, like I said the other day, and it only ever puts out 8K. So going into the dynamo, if it's getting 8K, it's going to put out 6K EU. And the median for EV is battery. The EV only goes up to 4,000 max. So therefore we have to transform from IV down to EV. So we're going to take the dynamo main housing here, and that's going to go right there facing that direction. And then we're going to put the coils back here behind it. And then we're going to build that right there. And I did that backwards. Oops. The main housing goes. Damn it. That goes there. The main housing goes. That's a gas turbine. There we go. So this is where the power comes into, and the EU comes out on the other side. So now we need to build the gas turbine, which is all dense stainless steel. And the gas turbine right there. And that's it right there. So that will give us our power. Now I need to get the gas into here. And I need to go over to the other building for a second. And we're going to borrow this. And we're going to try something I've never tried before with a gas turbine. Normally I use one pump. And I pump out the CO2 and the water into a quadruple pipe. But I actually want to try something a bit different. I want to see if we can do a fluid filter here and here. And we're going to need one for water and one for CO2. And for the water, I can simply use a water bucket. Just come out here and grab a bucket of water and it'll fix itself because it's in the river. And then set that one, and then this one we will do blacklist, and that'll be for the CO2. So then we put this here and that there, and then my pumps that I swore I took out of the crafting table, but apparently did not. I need to eat. There we go. My least favorite component to build. Good old pumps. They are a pain in the butt to make. Alright, so now we've got those on there. So we're going to put these on here. And then I should be able... Hello. Should be able to connect those like that, and it'll output our waste into there. Now I just need to go get the gas down here, So let me go look and see here how I'm going to go about that. And then we can finally turn the distillation tower back on. Alright, so this is going for our yeah, this is going to be turned into plastic. Now, I gotta be careful here because there's probably water behind some of this. So I gotta be very, very careful. Once I get over to, yeah, see, there's water right there. So we're gonna have to close that up. As much as I was liking having the little walkway here, this is going to have to get closed up. I guess I can still have my little walkway there, just... Oh, I'm going to drown. This water is so terrible. Ugh. Oh, and now I'm stuck underneath the thing. Oh, there we go. Whew. Alright. So now I can pull all of this out of here. And I should be fine. Alright, and then I can just run this down. I'm going to have to come under here. So let's take this off of here. And we'll just come in right here. And I do want to make sure that this is disconnected at the moment. And actually, let me get rid of this one. Go ahead and fix the wall real quick. Alright, and now we can take this one up and right across here. Ugh. Out of the way there. Yeah, that doesn't go there. We can actually take this one right over this way and up right there. Alright, so that should be good. I'll fill in the rest of this hole later. And this is opened back up so it can be restarted. But we'll do that after we actually turn this bad boy on. She can kiss my butt. And I want to get a redstone machine switch here, which I want to put on. I guess I'm going to have to turn it off with a shutter up there. But if I do that, it's going to turn on, which means we are getting power in our batteries. So there we go. We are making EV power. And now, question is, yeah, it doesn't say if it's building up any fluid, and unless I shut those off, give me just a second. Let me see what's going on with this. Alright, so I don't think my filter idea is working. Unfortunately, because it has stopped. I don't have a debug meter thing. Trying to remember the name of it, actually. The hell is the name of that thing? I guess it's about time I make one. This thing. Portable scanner. I don't have one of these yet. Which would tell me more information about this that the magnifying glass isn't telling me. It would tell me about the tanks and stuff that you can't learn with the magnifying glass. But as you can see, there is nothing in these pipes. So if I take this off and I put it here, which I'm going to have to get a crowbar for, because I need to pull that off of there. But I normally put them on the bottom, so I know it should be working on the bottom. And if we look up propane, water and CO2 is what it puts out. So it definitely needs to exhaust those two fluids. So we definitely need to get them pumped out of there. So the question is, why are they not pumping out? Now, if I... Well, let's just try this first. Let's take the filter off. And then put the pump on directly. Now it has water in there. So the issue was with the filter being there. I don't understand why, because that filter was set to water, which is exactly what it pulled out. So if we pop this one off, we pop that off, we put this back on, then this should say water as well. And see, that's why I wanted to use the filter, because both of them are going to try to pull the same fluid. And I don't want them both pulling the same fluid. I want them pulling different fluids. So what I think we're going to do, I'm going to shut this off, which, by the way, with it running up to its capacity, we already got 12 million out of it. So it's going to try to do another 12 million probably, depending on how much gas is in there. But what we're going to try to do this time is we're going to pull these two off, pull these out. We're going to put the pipe there, and then we're going to put the filter here and there with the pump there. And this is the way I've done it before. So then if I connect it up like this, we should have the CO2 come into this side and the water into that side, if the pump can keep up with the actual motor. And I need to do that. So now it's empty. Alright, and now it's going back up because it's running the fluid out. And you see it doesn't put out that much that quickly. So it's okay, it looks like, to run it that way. I just rather have two different ones. So it'd be really nice if the filters work that way. But it doesn't seem like they're going to. Alright, so now it should be out of fuel. We don't have anything in the... Oh, actually we do. So it is getting more than what that pipe can handle. Alright, I'm going to have to make a bigger pipe for that then. This can only do 100 liters a tick. The pump can do 1,000 liters a second. So I might need a better pump, actually. But I'm going to just try to upgrade the pipe so that it can dump that full 1,000 liters a second it gets out into the pipe. So therefore, I'm going to make a quad pipe. Excuse the hell out of me. Quad pipe with a capacity of 12,000 would be INVAR. Bandwidth of 1,000 would end up being workers alloy, which I don't think we have the ability to make, or tungsten. This workers alloy stuff is from HBT, and we don't have the recipe to make it, unfortunately. Which is strange, because you'd think we'd have all the materials for it. But I'll probably try a 1,000 capacity first. So I'll try a quadruple INVAR, because I shouldn't need to move it all in that one. So we're going to try that. But that'll get our gas turbine set up. And I also think I screwed this up. So let me grab that, because it's definitely not taking in. So the energy... Oh, because I reversed it. And I shouldn't have reversed it. It should literally be like that. I was trying to take HV in and put out HV. So there we go. That'll give us 4 amps of power into this wire, which we can't allow in there at the same time as that because this cable can only do 4 amps. So if we had both of them running at the same time, we would be giving it, if we had things calling for it, we would be able to put too much in there. What I will probably end up doing, to be perfectly honest, is since we're having this actually might put out 5 amps because of the buffer inside of it. So let's look at that. Blue alloy cable, which is what we're currently using. We're doing, yeah, it can do 4 amps because this is 2x. So I will have to take that to 3x so it can do 6, or 4 so it can do 8. But what we're going to be doing is going to IV cable. So IV, we can do platinum, osmiridium, carborundum. I have no idea what the hell this shit even is. Let's look and see what this is. Carbon and silicon. Well, that's cheap enough to do. We could do that. Which is 8K. And our EV batteries. EV battery size is 2K. So that's more than enough. EV battery box can output, yeah, 2048. Size of those is 2048. So, oh, wait a minute. Oh, excuse me. I couldn't hit the button quick enough. So, yeah, we're looking at IV, not EV, dumbass. So 8 is mid-range. Which would be an issue. Because we would need 16 if we're going to run it off of because the transformer from EV to IV is going to give us 8K at the median, but it could give us the 16K. And we don't have a battery box to limit it. And I'm pretty damn sure we can't put tags on a transformer like what I showed upstairs for this, so it limits it. This is probably a bad idea, but we're going to try it. Yeah, we can't put that on there, which is what I expected, because we shouldn't be able to do that. Because the way transformers actually work is the amount of coils that are wrapped up inside from one side to the other. They don't actually connect. It's just the magnetic field that is going, I think it's called induction. So you have coils wrapped around metal on this side, and you have coils wrapped around like iron or steel on this side. That's why we have the plates in the recipe. And depending on how many coils is around this side and how many coils around that side depends on what the actual output is. So there's no way of telling this that we only want the 8 because the transformer isn't made that way. So that carbundium isn't going to work. Stop taping. Okay, so IV cables, 16 osmium, and then, oh wait a minute, that carbundium was EV, wasn't it? Let's see, aluminum, tungsten, steel, netherite, osmium, oh, platinum. Okay, so carbundium is like the lowest of that range. Okay, so platinum is what we need, because that can do 24. Osmium would work, but platinum is way freaking cheaper. And osmium also loses 3 EU a meter, where platinum only loses 1 EU a meter. And platinum will be way easier to get than iridium, and iridium is 2 a meter. Okay, so what I'm thinking here is to limit our loss. I'm going to connect this battery box up to this battery box, and then instead of having it go to HV here and through the system, we're going to go up to IV. So technically it would be coming out of this at what we need, but there's no IV battery box. So we have to go to EV and then back up. And then we'll run IV cables over to the other building. And we'll do the same here, except we'll just put the transformer like right here to go to HV, and we'll have the rest of this room running off of HV. And then we'll do the exact same thing in here, where we'll have an HV transformer that'll just feed all of that side of the room. So that'll be another big project that we need to get into. We've got plenty of lava. I'm pumping out a ravine right now, so we got plenty of that for the moment, mainly because none of these can run because we're full up on oxygen. So I'm probably going to make a valve to put on the oxygen and the chlorine so we can put them out into the atmosphere, because we can't run this stuff over here either because we're full up on chlorine. But since we're going to need those platinum cables, the next thing we're going to work on is the aquariga. So we're going to go back to that and get the aquariga set up so I can go down and mine up that iridium vein I have down there, because currently we have a whopping 1 platinum left. That's not going to do what we need to do. Now, I may go ahead and use some aluminum, because we can do aluminum for EV. Where in the hell is it? I know it's in here. EV. So we got nichrome at 2000, steel at 2000, aluminum at 2000. But, and we've got plenty of aluminum. So I may actually use aluminum to get over to that other room if we need the power. EV will be a little bit more lossy than IV, but not quite as bad. And then I also need to get all of this stuff set up where it needs to be, because none of this is hooked up right now, so I got to be careful what I run. We do have 161 spare light and 161 sheldonite that we can go ahead and run through the Aquariga before I do a mining trip. That'll get me some platinum. But I will look at getting that stuff built and get ready to do that in the next one. And also work on getting a bigger pipe here so we can see if we can keep that thing sustained, and work on getting the redstone controls done for it so we can turn it off, because, well, right now I can't turn it off. And since I can't put a redstone machine switch on the face of it, we can't control it on and off that way. We're going to have to control the input pipe, which means we're going to have to make sure that we shut it off early enough that it can run through whatever the tank is inside. And actually, the pipe is disconnected, so let me... Can I put this on the side of it? I can put it on the side of it. Well, if I can put it on the side of it, I may actually be able to control it. I just can't put it on the very front. Which makes sense because anything on the front would be blocking it. So if I put that there, I should be able to use the covers that can go through that block. Alright, so we've got plenty to keep us busy for the next little while here. Included making that scanner. So I will get that done as well. And I guess I don't have any of those covers left. Because I actually want to try this real quick and see if it actually shuts it off. That. Need 2 of those, and give me 2 of those. And do I have a lever? Yes, okay. So let's go see if this is going to turn it off. And I should have plenty of room for power up in here. Oh yeah, we only got 18 in there. So if we do this block and we do an accept there and an emit there, that is ass backwards. I just realized that. I'm trying to put the power into there. So I need the accept here and the emit there. So then if I put that there, and I put the lever here, and let's see. Okay, that's on. That's off. Alright, so we can control it with a lever. So then we can control it with anything else. So we need to get the redstone set up for this. So I need to make another energy sensor for this battery box so I can detect how much power's in it. I'm guessing this thing probably has a spin up. So I'm guessing what we actually need to do is get that scanner done, because I cannot remember if this thing has a spin up on it or not, which means I need a crystal sapphire processor, which means I got to get that stuff made. So for right now, I'm going to go ahead and assume that this has a spin up time on it. I don't know that if it does or not. I know that was a thing in GT5U. I'm not positive it is here. I can also ask XAR. He's built 1 million of these things. Because if it has a efficiency loss for while it's spinning up, then we want it to run as long as possible. So we need an RS latch that allows it to go high and low. Otherwise, we just need one that'll top it off whenever it needs to be. So, yeah, I'll talk to XAR and see what he can tell me about that. And work on some of the other stuff and get back with you guys. There may be only 2 videos this week. I'm recording this one on Sunday night, very early Monday morning. I have been feeling like crap all weekend, so depending on how much work I can get done, depends on if we'll have one on Wednesday or not. But I'll definitely have something done by Friday, so have a good one, and I'll see you guys later. Thanks for all the continued support you guys have given, and I will see you guys next time.